All right, it's Barn Burner. It is Tuesday. Welcome to it, Rhett. How are you?
Tired today. All that excitement from the games and the election. Oh,
was that exciting? Yeah.
Oh.
I was happy to be at baseball practice.
Nice.
Rather than the election updates we elected.
You weren't at a watch party?
No, I wasn't. Boy, there's some good-looking people at those watch parties, aren't there?
Classy.
This looks like a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Nerd! Hey, it's a government that might even last a few months. Who knows?
Go get them, fellas.
All right, very good. Jack,
elbows up, Jack.
I heard Jack wasn't sure, and then they made the announcement on the Zyn pouches, and he said, I know where I'm putting my votes. You got out and you rocked the vote, Jackie?
Got out, rocked the vote. Didn't work, though.
Didn't work. I do like that as they're, forming opinions about how things are going to go, people are just showing up to vote in Western Canada, and it looks like it's going to be X. Like,
yeah, you're standing in line.
Really hoping my vote matters here.
We don't talk politics.
We certainly don't. Yeah, we don't.
Fucking inchy.
That's a quick F-bomb out of the gate.
Sorry.
No Canadian teams are in action as a result. Did you get some hockey? Were you doing some hockey practice?
I had hockey practice. I had hockey games. I had all kinds of activities last night.
What'd you eat? We need to get something to wake you up here. Let's get you inspired.
What did I eat yesterday? Nothing good. Trying not to eat as much. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's hard because food's so good.
I know.
It's imagine like, hey, I could go a day without eating, or I could go have one of those bistecs.
Oh, really awesome. Right there. It's right there. It's really good.
We got news today. We got
what?
Department of Player Safety is very busy.
Oh, good. They're like politicians.
Old Georgie Paros. He's wagging fingers today. He's gonna have a little chit chat.
Oh. And
he's handed the parking ticket to another guy. And then also we have Norris finalists, which is
because that stuff's sprinkling out or trinkling.
Yeah, we're trinkling for sure.
Sparkling out or
don't trinkle your pants today.
No.
They're slow. They're doing the soft release.
Oh, it's so good. The anticipation for these awards is really that's what kept me up last night.
So yesterday we got the Vezina finalists, and that's going to be a really tight race for who finishes second behind Connor Hellebuck. Kemper and Vasilevsky are the other guys, and then today we get the Norrises. We'll get to that. We've got a 4-game slate tonight after the 2 games.
Finally, 2 games suck.
Every single series through 4 games in the West tied 2-2. Every single series in the East through 4 games, 3-1, and only one series has played a game 5. That is Dallas's big victory last night. They got thumped pretty good in Colorado, only to come home and thump them right back.
Take that.
With some weird goals. The show's a presentation of Bet365. I don't know if you know this. I actually was placing bets down on Bet365 regarding the election.
I was going to say, did you do it?
And everyone's like, what website are you going to for results? I'm like, why would I go to a website? No.
Right here.
These people are probability experts.
They're experts. This is what they do.
And I was watching it swing back and forth, and there was at one moment the Conservatives were favorites, then it was the Liberal back. It was a crazy night on Bet365. It was a resource that I don't think a lot of people thought about using that way. But live betting odds, very good at probabilities. Tell you what's up. Again, if you're going to join, do it. Get the app. Use the code NATION. NATION. You want to join the show? We'd love you to do it. Jack, I'd like you to get people involved today. Could you do that? Maybe start some comments. If you want to get to the front of the queue.
I get some colorful comments.
Let's get some really good ones today. The super chat is how you do it. Put a little monetary donation next to your comment. It'll go to the youth centers of Calgary. Great place for kids to go after school. Keep them safe. Maybe pick up some skills. Play with friends. Run into some mentors. Have a good warm meal. Whatever's top priority, go get
positivity in life.
Youth Centers of Calgary. Great work they do in multiple communities in our fair city. Super chats, all that. I'm going to pull up the chat window. This is a dangerous thing to do.
Oh, you got to be careful.
I don't know what your policy is on the chat.
I get distracted if the chat's up, so I can't really.
You know what I noticed? When there's 3 of us, it's easy for Boom to pay attention because you and I will be
arguing. And
no, the Minnesota Wild jerseys are about. No, the third North Stars is way better. And he'll have like 5 minutes to just look in the chat and find some stuff. Harder with two people, I find. Jack, can you
get distracted?
Can you dominate the chat today for us?
Yeah,
conversation usually does take two people.
Everyone wants to know where Boom is.
Yeah, we got a call from Boom. He's dealing with a matter. I think he is fine. We may see a cameo at after 11, or we might just see him tomorrow. That's the update. Is that fair?
Yep.
Don't know what this mug is, but it's
awesome.
Got some espresso.
Full of espresso
I feel
and
huge.
Baileys and
Andre the
Irish
Giant. It's espresso. It's rather bitter. Okay. There was one other thing I want to. Oh, Jeff Marek joining us at 10:30. The sheet.
There. Now then I can stare at things, the comments while you two talk.
Yeah, there you go. You can we'll turn this your way. Yeah, people talking about kissing Trump's ring. Dean got hurt voting.
Yeah, he might have twisted his ankle.
Canada and everyone there. Yeah, it's a morning. Maybe it isn't the morning for the.
I feel like
chat.
it isn't a morning for the chat,
Yeah.
unless you really want to go dig into it.
Let's get into the results from last night. We start in Florida, Rhett, as we take a peek at a series that we're hoping could be a long series. There were two instances of incredibly fast goals in succession. So I believe, okay, so what we have a 1-0.
1-0 Marchand made
1-0
a nice pass.
Florida, and then stays like that way for a while, and then the Lightning, bang, bang. Jack, let's go to the bang, bang. Kucherov taking the eyes away from
Jack
Bob.
in the outdoor rink, just ripping him.
This is great. So now it's we got a Tampa
2-2.
lead.
Let's have a battle here. Let's go.
We're gonna get this series a nice long one. Although to the third, you knew it was gonna happen. The Panteros. So your finals 4-2 Florida. They
Just
have a
disappointed
3-1
because you
series
want
lead.
it to be 2-2, so those two teams can beat each other up more.
And you know what? Tampa's going home. They got to win the next one. And then it's 3-2. Someone's got to be up 3-2 anyway. Doesn't matter if it was 3-1 before or 2-2 before. Come on. Positivity. Here's where things get interesting. Not the goals in the game, but the physicality. Aaron Ekblad, he's going to have a chat with George Peros today. Here's why.
But I'm guessing a game.
I'll tell you a little bit about his history. He just finished serving a 40-game suspension for PEDs.
Yeah, but that's not a...
It's a second game back.
I don't know.
That's a dirty hit.
It's a good one.
I mean, you're trying to hurt a guy, and you did. So mission accomplished.
Yeah.
That's not any attempt to be clean. That's I'm going to get you. You said it. You got my buddy. I'm going to get you.
Yeah.
Hand shouldn't be up there. No?
They shouldn't be up there. I don't know if he's deliberately getting him on the... He's following through with a forearm, and yeah. If it's 2 inches lower, you're probably not as wound up about it.
That's true. If that's on the chest, no one cares, but it isn't. What are we thinking here?
I have no
1 or 2 games? Same.
You punch a guy, you elbow guy in the chops, and he gets knocked out of the game. You're probably going to get something.
Yeah.
So what? Is it 5?
It's not 5. No,
doesn't seem like a 5. 1 or 2, probably.
Yeah. If it's a 2-gamer in the regular season, that means 1 in playoff with the exchange rate. And if you think it's 3 or 4 in the regular season, it's probably 2. That leads me to believe it's a 1-gamer. But again,
yeah,
spin the wheel.
I do think that there will be. It'll be 1 at least.
Wasn't the only greasy hit of the game. There was Nico Mikkola as well.
Wow,
played for Finland. Notorious. We were asked as part of our Bobby Germany that writes for the website. Squish. How's that feel?
Not ideal, Bob.
Yeah, not great, Bob.
Again, it's these.
Here's what you need to know. Mikkola has been fined. Yeah.
The guy that's stirring the drink for Tampa Bay anyway. So
yeah.
If it was Kucherov, there would be hell to pay.
Yeah. No question. So 4-2 the final there. Scene will switch to Tampa Bay for a do or die. Staving.
I don't know what to think of the Tampa Bay team. I mean, I know they're good, but they don't look good enough.
I just think, look, one team's been to the Cup final 2 years in a row, and they've had Tampa's number for a bit. Tampa could be the 3rd best team in the league. I'd be like, okay, maybe. But I've got Florida in my top 2.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a matchup. I think whoever wins this probably, as long as you do it in short timing, which Tampa can't do anymore. But if Florida can wrap this up, feels like at least a coin toss, if not a favorite against Toronto. Although Toronto could wrap things up as soon as tonight.
I don't.
It'll be a good series.
I just thought it would be. The games haven't. I mean, that was close till it's late, but 2 of the 4 games have been blowouts.
Well, and the game 1 was a blowout, and it's been the hits and the controversy and coaches being asked about, was this dirty? Was this not? How many games? That's sort of taken over the series. Maybe we shouldn't be surprised by that. It's a nasty rivalry, and the Panthers are some of the greasiest greaseballs that there are. And that was a team that we called full of rats before they added Marchand.
Yes.
Right.
That's right. You just put another layer to it.
That's right. Oh, extra grace plays. Okay, good. Their next game will be tomorrow. So that's good. We could see another one of those. Be better. Other game, we go to Dallas. Colorado coming off a shutout victory for Mackenzie Blackwood. You probably need some bounces to get a shutout, right?
Usually, yeah.
So let's see how the bounces were going last night in Dallas. Why don't we just start at the opening puck drop? I mean, for that 6-2, your final. Someone had to be leading 3-2. It's Dallas without Heiskanen.
It's the problem with only
Jason
4
Robertson.
games, so there was no overtime or no tight. Come on.
Something last night for that. Dallas is up 3-2. It's going back to Colorado and all the feel good with Landeskog and that big win. Chigon. They'll be at it Thursday night. Okay.
Thursday night.
Yeah. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Back at it Thursday. Okay.
Don't know what to make of that one either.
Just be 7. These 2 series last night. If you want to be 7 games,
yeah, we
that'd
can
be
handle
great.
that. I don't see. I'm worried about Tampa Bay being keeping up.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
I don't know, man. I mean, just when you think you know how one of these series is going, you're like, look, Minnesota is handling their. LA is clearly the better team. Well, here's the thing about this series here. I mean, this one's. Yeah, the Blues storm back and now it's all square. I mean, just when you feel like you know where a series is at, you don't, especially in the West. With more on the playoff conversation, let's get to our guest hotline for Crystal Waters, your crystal clear solution for everything in your house. Heating, air conditioning, furnace, all that. CrystalClearCalgary.com for more. Let's welcome in from the sheet, Jeff Marek. It's been a while, sir.
Gentlemen, how are you? So you know what I love about, there's a number of things that I love about the playoffs, a number of things we all love about the playoffs, but one of the things that I'm always reminded of in the playoffs is bullies win.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, like, look at what the Florida Panthers are doing to the Tampa Bay Lightning. And you're right, like Tampa might be second, third best team in the entire NBA. It doesn't matter. They are getting bullied. You look at what turned that Washington-Montreal series back in Washington. Tom Wilson's hit on Carrier. Like, say what you want. Like, at the end of the day, this is still a rough, violent game played by dangerous men on blades of steel. Like, this is a very, very rough violent. We all celebrate the skill, and that's all great too. But there are investment suspensions, there are investment penalties, and there is a lot of bullying that goes on. Now, the counter to all that, which I really hate, and I was mentioning this on the show yesterday, I led with it. One thing that I can't stand, even though I know why they do it and I get it and it's rewarded and you do it and you draw a penalty and the coach gives you a cookie when you go back to the bench and every team is guilty of it every single night. Man, the diving's bad this year, guys.
We're seeing lots.
Diving this year is awful. And I hate to be that my sport is better than your sport guy, because all sports are different and tough and challenging in their own ways. But I've always sort of prided, this sport on, these guys don't dive. Like, they'll embellish a little bit to try to draw penalties. I get it, but it's worse than it's ever been. And the minute you open that door a little bit, someone just comes crashing through. And I just hope that somewhere this season it stops. Maybe it's just the officials need to call it more, embarrass some guys. I don't know what it's going to take, but you guys watch all the games. Am I wrong here? It's every team, every single night. It's not just like, oh, look at Tim Stützle. He's the new Bill Barber. No, it's not that anymore. Like, it's everybody, every single night.
Well,
That's my
and
gripe for the day.
power plays are so huge. We've seen
Totally
it win you a game. And so guys are saying, I'll do whatever it takes to win. Like you talk about
Yep.
bullying, you talk about intimidation,
Yep.
goading the unofficial into a call. I mean, look, it's not as sexy, but if it gets your team a power play goal that wins the game, well, let's go.
Yeah.
But it's a tough look.
I'm just a question I have. There was a commentator saying how there's no place in the game for intimidation and we can't play.
Oh,
that.
yes, there is.
And
Oh,
I'm
yes, there is.
completely okay. So we're all in
Yeah, we're on the
agreement
same
that
page
that
there.
Oh,
person's
yes, there
crazy.
is.
Like,
Oh, yes, there is.
get out of here. Because we
Um,
enjoy watching
playoffs.
playoff hockey.
Yes.
And it
But
is
there's there's different kinds of intimidation too, right? Like your power play is intimidating. Like you look at, like, you know, maybe one of the best examples of intimidation, physical intimidation, where the Philadelphia Flyers of the 74-75, they win the Stanley Cup, and it's Schultz and it's Dog and it's Hammer, and like it's a pack of dogs, right? But you know, there's a good skating team as well and a good passing team. But nonetheless, their premium, their accent was on physicality. It was the Montreal Canadiens that beat them, and they intimidated. Well, they did have some tough players that could push back, but they pushed back with a power play and an offense and a blue line that would scare the hell out of you. You did not want to put the Montreal Canadiens on a power play, and you were physically scared to take the puck over the blue line. Larry Robinson, still to this day, one of the most underrated, tough, skilled defensemen ever, period. So there's a number, and we see this in the game all the time, right? I mean, you look at look at the last game between the Oilers and the Kings. Gavrikov gets that penalty. Everybody knows the Oilers are scoring, and everybody knows it's going to be a Leon Draisaitl one time. I mean, it's almost an automatic
penalty. Like Gavrikov is facing the other.
So
McDavid's trying to cut around him, and I
do it.
That all
Say
the
it.
momentum in the
Say
building
it.
is with the Oilers, who are running roughshod. It's a 2.5 minute shift. Gavrikov doesn't even know McDavid's there, never mind tripping him. I've never seen an unintentional trip where it's McDavid trying to jump around a guy who's dog tired. And I'm like, oh, you've swallowed your whistles for how long? And this is where you're going to break your oath of silence? Come on.
I know. It's funny too, because I looked at, I don't know. Are there moments in the game? Jay Woodcroft, when he was the assistant coach with the Detroit Red Wings. So under Babcock, the Red Wings were better at one thing than anybody else in the NHL. And Woodcroft said we used to call them 1 minute penalties. 1 minute penalties, which is we're going to set these tiny little pick plays that totally stops the other team in our zone or their zone. It's going to be tiny little pick plays that the referee will look at and say, that's not really a call. It's sort of a call. He said we'd send guys out there and say, take a 1 minute penalty. It's a little skating pick that you set on a guy. When I saw Gavrikov and McDavid, my first thought was, I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with that being a 2 minute penalty, but if there was a 1 minute penalty, okay, but you can't call that. And the Detroit Red Wings were the best, like that's like Zetterberg era at taking 1 minute penalties, which is obviously never going to be called, but it doesn't rise to the occasion of the full 2 minutes. But I saw Gavrikov and McDavid, and I thought, I'm comfortable with a 1 minute penalty, but you can't call that. I don't know that I like that as a 2. I really don't. But the minute that happens, like we see the momentum, and this is going to be almost automatic, and that is the Oilers intimidating with their power play. But I'm talking about like what the Florida Panthers are doing here. Like that is, and it's everybody, and everybody grows. Like, put it this way: if the Florida Panthers hadn't played the way that they play right now, and hadn't been doing it for a number of years, and didn't have the personnel, do you think that Aaron Ekblad on a different Florida Panthers team makes that same decision? No,
probably not. That's part of their DNA, isn't it?
But that's Panthers, right? Right? You know, man. You know, like you grow when you're surrounded by a bunch of guys. And the interesting thing about that is, Tampa's the one team that when you hit one of them, they all pounce. And it doesn't matter who's on the ice. Anthony Seravalli doesn't matter. He's first guy and he's pouncing. And then everybody else comes in. Kucherov, Stamkos, previously Stamkos, like they would all just jump you if you did anything to a Tampa Bay Lightning team. Now Florida is out Tampa-ing the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Could you tell us about, like, because we watch, and I think the first round is so special. We all love it. A, there's so much hockey. B, you know, we see that intensity ratcheted up. it's like Treliving always talked about it. You got to build a team in the regular season that can get you in, but then you also have to have a team that plays almost like quite differently to win in the playoffs. It's officiated differently. Guys are running through walls. Tell me about the intensity playing game 76 versus game 1 of a series, because it just feels night and day in this sport.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not. We can all watch it and see it.
Yeah.
Even though there's playoff runs and there were good teams trying to get in the playoffs, and that was good hockey. It's not the same as opening minute of playoff hockey.
So when we talk about
the noise of the
intimidation,
crowd, the fact that the refs stay out of the way for the most part, I think it makes for more entertaining hockey, and the desire to win. Because it's right there in front of you. In 2 months, I can have that most amazing of trophies.
Right.
I gotta go, and there's no distractions. Now there are guys that don't like the pressure of it, and falter in it. But for the most part, it's I don't know. In my world, it was always easier to play. And yes, there's intimidation, but if you're intimidated, that's why we would play Philly, I think 3 times in my career. I loved playing there in the playoffs. Loved it. Yeah. They wanted to murder you, literally. The fans were that wild. It was great.
Like, can you by the way, I've always been curious about this, because just optically it looks this way. I'm curious what it looks like to a player. I don't know what it is, and maybe it's just based on stereotype and reputation from when I was a kid watching the Broad Street Bullies. But when you put on that Flyers sweater, do they not look bigger?
Yep. No. They do.
Like, honestly, I don't know what it is. It makes no sense logically.
So Lindros looked like he was 6'7", 250.
Insane, right?
Mid-90s were not
all did. Yeah, no kidding. That was rough. Yeah, but like, look, I think that, similar to what Treliving always said, Mark Bergevin always had the line: there are players that get you there, and there are players that get you through. There are a lot of guys that can get you to game 82. Who's going to get you to game 83 on? And you're right, it's different. And we're starting to see, and maybe the best example is one that I just raised a second ago in that Montreal-Washington series with Tom Wilson on Alexander Carrier. Like, that's a case of, I forgot this is how we play now. Right? Like, that's a big, once upon a time, like Tom Wilson is like one of I don't know, a dozen guys that play that way in the NHL. Rhett, when you played, how many did you have on your team?
Yeah, there were
probably 3 or 4 running around. It's just like, it is like, now to me, the thing that makes playoff hockey so fascinating is like the contrast between regular season and playoffs is stark. It looks so different. Every hit is for keeps. And you got to always remind yourself of who's out there and who's going to do what. To me, the difference is it's not even night and day. It's chalk and cheese. That's how different it is between the regular season and the playoffs.
Having her chalk and cheese. I don't want to taste chalk. I like that analogy. Okay, so the East is lining up for shorter series. West is real close. Is there anyone in the East down 3-1 that can pull this off? Like, I kind of think, Montreal, you're a little ahead of schedule. How exciting for your team. Don't see it happening. Ottawa, going to take a Herculean run. Maybe if you can get it deep enough, the Leafs implode and get into their own head. Is anything out East? Maybe Tampa?
That would be the only one for me, because I've always said, it's the fool that bets against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Don't sleep on Tampa. They've been through so much. It's a veteran team. There's so much skill, like all of it. But the Florida Panthers are just running all over them. They're just like feeding them their lunch every single night here. But I don't quit on a team that has, Kucherov and Vasilevsky and Braden Point and keep going on, traveling all-star team here. If there's one, well, actually there is 2. Okay. You'll like this. There's 2. There's the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Toronto Maple Leafs.
The Leafs are up 3-1, and you like them.
That's what I'm saying. The Toronto Maple Leafs could
beat
take
themselves
out of this. If history is any teacher,
right,
whatsoever, if the Maple Leafs are gonna lose this series, it's gonna be because of the Toronto Maple Leafs. With all due respect to the Ottawa Senators, it's not going to be because of the Ottawa Senators. It's going to be because of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Okay, so then let's move to the West. Minnesota Vegas has been a little under the radar, probably for folks out east because their later starts. They had the one crazy 11 p.m. Eastern start, which works out here, but is not ideal for you folks.
Can I pause on that for 1 second?
Yeah, fire.
Can I pause it for 1 second? Because I'm one of the idiots that stays up till stupid o'clock to watch everything.
Yeah.
And in the last 5 years in the NHL in the regular season, so I'm always like looking at things like, that old saying about boxing, styles make fights, great complementary styles make for great fights. We just had like the 40th anniversary of Hagler and Hearns not too long ago, which was the greatest of all time, the best 3 rounds ever. But if you look at the last 5 years in the NHL, the 2 teams that mix the best, that always produce great games, has been Minnesota Vegas. Like when this became the matchup, I'm like, don't sleep on this. This is going to be incredible hockey. And it has been. Like, I know there was that one blowout, but still, like, stylistically, and I don't know what it is, but the Minnesota Wild and the Vegas Golden Knights, those 2 teams make the best games in the NHL, period. Now, Vegas has great games with a lot of teams. Vegas has great games with Dallas. Vegas has great games with Colorado. When San Jose was a relevant team, they had great games against San Jose. But there's no better combination in the NHL than Minnesota Vegas.
Winner tonight will be up 3-2. It's in Vegas. Minnesota had a lead in the third, albeit 2-1, which isn't comfy. We've seen the Kings blow leads much bigger than that after 40 minutes. Who do you like to close it out?
I mean, I still like Vegas. I liked Vegas to begin with. I think that anything that Minnesota does now is gravy. We're going to start to see the real Minnesota Wild team next year when they're out of salary cap hell.
Right.
Like when they get out of salary cap jail next year, you're going to start to finally see what a Minnesota Wild team can be, which is why anything now is just bonus for Minnesota. I would love to see it because I did a lot of players on that team, and that Kaprizov-Boldy combination is just so special. And I'm a big fan of Brock Faber, like we all are, but I'm going to have a really hard time wrapping my head around Minnesota. Like Minnesota needed to strangle them early, like take them out into deep water and just like, okay, we're going to tread water here, try to keep up with us. And when that didn't happen, I said, okay, Vegas is just too skilled. Too many playoff scars.
Battle
bodies,
right?
Battle hardened. That's a better way to put it. I just can't see Vegas losing this one. I'll take Vegas in this series though.
Do you feel similarly about the Oilers? Because I feel like if the Kings were going to win quick and get it done early, would have been the move here because they've breathed some life into this Oilers team that was significantly outplayed in LA in these first 2 games.
Absolutely. It's funny because I looked at game 3 and I thought, okay, you know what? Maybe this is going to switch the Oilers' way with that horrible Jim Hiller call, that goalie interference call, which we all looked at and said, like,
are you brain dead?
What are you doing? Like, there's no way your video coach is saying, challenge that. Like, there's nothing like that a video coach is going to say, I'm going to hang my reputation and my job on saying, Jim, make that. Like, I'm very much of the belief that that's probably a solo album that the coach is cutting at that moment, right? Like, I'm leaving the band behind here. I'm going out on my own. I thought, you know what? Maybe that's where the series turns. And then LA came out and dominated Edmonton in game 4 early. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe I got to stop with all this momentum from game to game. Marek, you're so full of it, looking for stories that aren't there. And then I saw Quentin Byfield try to skate the puck out of his own zone instead of a simple little chip. I know. And I'm just like, okay, no, wait a minute. If it goes the Oilers' way and the Kings squander this opportunity, it's going to be because of that tiny little play. That's where I'm at now with this series. If LA is going to do this, they can't be the sit back LA Kings. Like, I still think LA can do this. Like, I don't think that Edmonton
been the better team
and roll out. Yeah, but I just don't know that they believe
when they get a lead.
Yeah, I just like, I get that their default setting is get on your heels and defend, but that's been a fool's errand the last couple of games. Like, you just can't do that. And if there's one team that can hurt you suddenly, it's the Edmonton Oilers. And
it might be the one team you can't do that to, Jeff, right?
You can't. I know, because of all the teams that can like literally score their way out of problems, it's Edmonton. And it's Draisaitl and it's McDavid. It's Corey freaking Perry. You talk about guys that get you there and guys that get you through. I mean, Claude Lemieux was the poster child for that for so long. It's Corey Perry now. It's Corey Perry now. Corey Perry's just like, I just got to be healthy for game 83. I'm going to get through a season. It's long here. I'm going to manage myself and manage my body and make sure I have some juice left here for the squeeze in the playoffs. How good does Perry look playing with 97 and 29?
Really good.
And who said that? And who said that throughout the year? The difference for the Oilers top line here could be Corey Perry, but there it is with the future Hall of Famer. Well, I think that they what's that, Rhett? Sorry.
Just curious your thoughts on Evan Bouchard as well, because I took some cheap shots at him last week, and then he goes up and puts up a bunch of points, but still gets scored on. Like that's a tough read.
So I was having this conversation with someone a few months ago who brought up a really good point about Evan Bouchard. This is on ice. He said Evan Bouchard may be one of the rare guys in the history of the game where he's more valuable in arbitration than he is in free agency. That his ARB number will give him a bigger payday than his free agency would because of his counting stats are so great.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's the thing about Evan Bouchard. It was kind of this way with Brian McCabe for a long time in his career, that there'd be a few defensive gaffes, and you see that with Evan Bouchard, but he's got the shot and he gets you right back. And in an era where defensemen mainly shoot for rebounds or just try to sift it through a screen, here's a guy that just bombs away. Like he's old school, like Shea Weber style, and he's scoring from distance. And like he's a major factor. And the one thing that we pointed at, and this is the Oilers coming off of, a couple of years ago when Tyson Barrie anchored the power play, they have a legitimate shooting threat at the top on the power play that you have to respect. You have to respect. Before it was just like, Barry's not going to be firing this thing. It's just going to be all distribute. Now you have to respect that shot from up top. I mean, I think, Rhett, I'm with you. I look at the defensive gaffes and I say, oh man, I don't know about this. And then two back scratch and rock and roll slap shots later, and the Edmonton Oilers are right back in this thing. So take the good with the bad.
Was it the Reich block or what's that word where they show you the ink stains and you see what you want to see?
Rorschach test. Yeah, Rorschach test. Yeah.
He's a bit of that for hockey, right? Because it's like,
see what you want.
Because he 13 shots, 4 goals last 2 games, -1. Like it's.
But that's why. But that's what this person said. Like he's more valuable in ARB than he is in free agency. Yeah. Like how many players can you say that's true about?
Not many. Okay, so we'll keep moving through the West. Okay, where are you at on Winnipeg, and what in the world's going on with Connor Hellebuck and or the Jets defensively?
Boy, how long do we have here? How long until my show's on? Because we could wind this one up for a while and go Broadway. Much like the regular season is different for players, it's different for goalies as well. And the nice thing about playoffs is all of your faults get exposed. Like there's no lies. There's no lies in the playoffs. Like playoffs reveal who you are as a player. It's one of the reasons why we love them, right? You know who's scared. You know who really wants to play. You know who's quit and when they've quit, either as individuals or a team. You find out a lot about an athlete in situations like this. And the one thing, like this isn't just me. Like I am by no means a goalie expert whatsoever. I default to like the Kevin Woodleys and Mike McKenna, who was on Morning Cup of Hockey yesterday. I had Carter Hutton on yesterday because I think we're all having the same question. Is this, are we going to do this again? Right. Are we doing this again with this guy that just keeps on grabbing Vezina trophies, gobbling them up like Pac-Man, and then falls apart in the playoffs? And, goaltending experts will tell you he gets locked into his edges quickly. And you saw that on the Robert Thomas goal. Like I would fully expect now the St. Louis Blues to be making more quick moves in tight to expose that he gets locked in on his skates. Now, a lot of that has to do with the defensemen around him. It's funny. I remember talking to Hellebuck at All-Star, and he said, look, like I'm still the same guy. Like I'm the same guy that I've ever been. I'm the exact same goaltender. The difference, this is why everyone's talking about Vezina with me right now, is my defense. There are no surprises for me. I know where the shots are coming from. Like there's no surprises, and playoffs are different. And as much as Hellebuck might, fall on the sword and say, no, this is me, this is me, this is me, I still believe that some of this is on the Winnipeg Jets blue line. And what was the big question we all had about the Winnipeg Jets blue line going into the playoffs? Are they big enough to handle the postseason?
Right.
And in 3 of the 4 games, and the goaltender is the one that's hanging for it. And I'm sure he will not shirk responsibility at all and say like, no, this isn't them, this is me. But I don't think his blue line is helping him out much at all. Whether it's, and Mike McKenna was showing this on the point shot, how Josh Morrissey, chases across the crease and provides a second screen in front of Hellebuck. Right. And you saw Scott O'Neill after the game talking about things like, we need to make sure that he can see the puck. We need to get out of the way. Like, just let that player go. He's not in a harmful spot. Let your goalie handle that shot. Mike McKenna was interesting talking about, doesn't have very active hands. And what you see then is a goaltender fade back. Like when you're kind of getting bombed like that, you start playing deeper and deeper in your crease, and you're starting to see that with Connor Hellebuck. Man, I'll tell you what, I still go back with Hellebuck, but it might just be for one game. Like if it happens again, like honestly, like if he gets the hook one more time,
you've lost 3 in a row.
How do you not grow with Eric? He got yanked 2 games in a row. There was that moment in that game on Sunday where he let in 3 goals on 3 shots, and you're just looking to yourself and you're saying, man, is the roof on the rink starting to cave in around him? And how small does that round little black thing look for Connor Hellebuck? It's a tough look, man. But to me, the Robert Thomas goal was the one. Like, it became really, really obvious. And it's a really simple move by a highly skilled player, but it's a simple come in on the right side, right shot, go right to left and tuck it in. Hellebuck doesn't move. Like, that's a goalie that's so locked in on his edges that he can't budge. It's tough. I really feel for the guy.
Last series out west is Dallas, Colorado. We saw a pretty dominant Colorado performance with all the good feels of Landeskog scoring to tie the series at 2. And then last night, some wonky bounces to start, and the Stars romp. We still get a long series here. Yeah.
This one's been I don't know. This one's a toilet seat at a stag and dough. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Like Colorado blows out Dallas. Dallas blows out Colorado. What do we get? I have no idea what we're getting next game.
Yeah.
There's just so many stars on both sides. Mackenzie Blackwood had an awful game yesterday.
Bad bounces early, bad goals.
The Wyatt Johnson one, I heard you talking about that. Goalies have told me, like, I always tell my kids now, because I think a lot of it has to do with post play. Mm-hmm. Like, Rhett, like you saw guys, like when you play, like goalies would like hug the post and stand up. Now we're seeing the RVH, and I tell my kids, and everybody knows this, it's a Jack Hughes play. When you see it, when you're on the side and the goalie's in his RVH, shoot at the head. Like, you might bounce it in. Like, he's locked into that position. You have room there. I mean, the knuckleball that goes straight up in the air and goes off his name bar and in, like hockey, hockey happens. It's kind of how I chalk that up. But I love this series because I really don't know from game to game what's going to happen, which players are going to show up. I am absolutely in love with the Landeskog story because he's my favorite player. Like, I cannot be neutral and unbiased about Gabe Landeskog. He's been my favorite player since he was a captain of the Kitchener Rangers back in the OHL days. So I'm a complete journalistic fraud when it comes to Landeskog. But I love it.
No, that's the thing.
But what's not to like about him? Like, I remember that going back to Kitchener when he beat the brakes off Jake Muzzin a game against Sault Ste. Marie. He was like 16 years old. Muzzin was like 19. It's like, kid, you're biting off more than you can chew. Next thing you know, we're crowning a new heavyweight champion in the OHL. Like, he's great skill. He's tough, like all of it. And I always wonder about, Rhett, can I personalize this one to you? Can I personalize the question to you about Gabriel Landeskog? Of all the players that you've played with, dressed with, played against, how many of them, if they went through the same thing that Landeskog has gone through, 3 years, how many of them along the way just would have said, it's not going to happen. I can't keep doing this. I've got X millions in the bank. I got my Stanley Cup. I've got
kids and family at home.
Mm-hmm. Right. I've got all of it. I got everything laid, and still I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to quit. It's like Forsberg trying to find the magical skate. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to quit.
I know about that surgery. I need shoulder replacements, and I randomly heard about cartilage replacement for her, and I'm like, well, you dig into it and they talk to you about it. And I don't even think they would do it for the shoulders, but the point I'm making was that surgery I'd heard of and know what you can't do, and it's basically nothing. You can't do anything.
Yeah,
forever.
Immobilized, yeah.
You're immobilized to get through that. How many guys? Iggy?
I was going to say, I can think of one.
Iggy?
yeah.
You have to be psychotic to get through what he just got through.
Yeah. And you also have to be of the belief that the positive belief that it's going to work. Like,
Right.
I was injured, and you have surgery, and you'd spend a month, and you'd think you're getting better, and then you'd have a setback, and you're ready to throw in the towel then.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Like, how many times over and over it's like, this isn't working. This
2
is
training camps.
Yeah.
We're talking about Landeskog maybe coming back.
Now, I think in his head, when he had the surgery, he knew at least 1 year there's nothing, like, because of the
100%.
surgery. And I know that it's like, you're not, wasn't a consideration. But to answer your question, not very many. Not very many, especially once you've won, once you've got the money, your family and kids, you do start to think about the future. You're out that long. We played Chicago in the playoffs, and I'd hardly played that year. And then there was talk that I was going to play. And long story short, I was scared shitless in a way, because I'm like, I haven't played for a year.
Mm-hmm.
The speed of this game is going to be staggering when I step on the ice. And he did it. He did it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a mental toughness that you're nervous about games to begin with, especially when they matter in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You don't want to screw it up. This is a guy with already a lore behind him, right? Like, he was the captain and guys love. Well, you don't want to ruin that by trying to do something that maybe you can't. But
see, this is like all those things that we all say we love about hockey. We see in Gabe Landeskog.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't quit. Don't change. Keep fighting. Make them drag you off the ice. This is why I love Peter Forsberg. And there was a lot of, you're diminishing your stature in the game. Oh, you're not playing the same. And I kept saying to myself, like, this whole idea that, like, you have to leave the stage while the audience is still clapping, like, that's ridiculous. Make them drag you off the ice. Right? Like, that's how these guys are wired. Right? Like, that's why I always say, like, ask players. Don't ask guys like me. Ask players, like, what this means. Ask the guys that have done that. And this is the thing that we all say that we support, whether you're an Avalanche fan or not, whether you hate the Colorado or not, it doesn't matter. Like, what you're seeing with Gabe Landeskog is what we always talk about, the lesson of sports. We're seeing it in this one guy. And we started off this conversation by talking about toughness, 2 kinds of toughness. There's imposing your physicality on someone else. And then there's a toughness, being able to endure something, both mentally and physically, the likes of which we're seeing with Gabe Landeskog, which to me might be more impressive.
It's Bobby Bond with a broken leg. It's like this
100%. Yeah.
And we had Dubnyk on yesterday. He's got a new show on Oilers Nation. And of course, guy that was first rounder by the Oilers. And he said he was there for like 5 games one year at the very end. And he was like, yeah, there's some big personalities in that room. Like, there's Nathan McKinnon. There's, at that point, I think Cale Makar would be sort of a second, third year player. So he's got a bit of a voice. And he's like, oh, like, Landeskog was the man. Like, there was the buck stopped with him, and everyone knew it in the whole room. And he looked like he was on the cover of GQ. He points out, you're like, okay, like, the guy's totally the man. And as you just pointed out, both of you, it's like, this surgery is as daunting as they get. Period. Stop. There's not a longer recovery we've seen. The only 2 guys that have missed this much time and come back to the NHL went to war. Like, it's incredible what he's gone through here. And the last game he played, he lifted the cup. There was your.
I know, right?
You didn't have to come back at all. It's incredible.
I know. Rocky Marciano, undefeated champion. Go on. But here's the thing. Like, I started in this industry in 1994. And you know what? I've learned one thing. There's only one thing I can tell you that 100% I know about hockey. And it's only one thing. And that is this. You cannot lie to players. Players know. Players know who belongs. Players know who's phony. Players know who's legit. Players know who and what to respect. honestly, Ryan, it is the only one thing that I can tell you I know for sure. You can't lie to players because they know. And they know how good Landeskog is. They all know.
You could see it when he scored that goal. I hope we get
awesome
in that series. Let's go. I'm not done with Dallas, Colorado yet. Let's go. Make it 7, please. What's coming up on the sheet today? What do you got?
It's Tuesday, so it's Greg Wyshynski from ESPN, and yes, it's going to be a lot of the obvious stuff about things that we just talked about. For example, like with Aaron Ekblad, we'll probably talk about what happened to Zemgus Girgensons and Nico Mikkola and the nature of that series. I would imagine too that there'll be something to do with the coaching carousel, which just had another interesting log thrown on the fire with Mike Sullivan, now ex of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
I haven't told Rhett the nominees yet, so but just tell us the winner of the Norris, not your second and third place guys.
Winner of the Norris this year will be Cale Makar.
Okay. Thanks, buddy. Have a great show. All hail Cale.
Thanks, boys. Be good.
Jeff Marek from The Sheet. Lots going on at his show today. There's the suspensions, the coaching stuff we didn't even get to.
Yeah,
Mike Sullivan, our boy Jack, has had him on the Sun and back a few times, but you said yesterday Rangers. I don't. It's got it. That's the best fit out there, isn't it?
If you're here's my catch for all of it. Do you want to work for that owner?
I think when it comes to coaches, if you say my number's 5 times 5, you make it work. But you're right.
But he can go anywhere and say that he's that well respected. I think
yes and no. Like, what other job would be as high profile as that? That's out there right
It's
now?
Not about high profile all the time. That's what I'm
trying
saying.
To win though.
Okay, Anaheim.
Yeah. I just don't think they're ready.
Why? Where did they finish, and where did the fucking Rangers finish? Like, they're going to be better and better and better. What are the Rangers doing? I don't know that are they lining up as a young team that's coming into their own, or are they kind of, what are you? To me, the Rangers are. Last year, they're going to the semifinals. This
President's Trophy last year, yeah. So I see this year as the Rangers. Everything that happened was a disaster. They're way better than they look this year, and I think that's my assumption when the GM puts everyone on the block and the coach gets run. And
why did those things happen?
I mean, it was an awful year, right?
Why did the GM do all those things?
I don't know. I mean, I think there's some issues in the room, clearly, right?
Well, and also
it's a crazy owner, and there's issues in the room.
That's my only catch with all of it. That's what I'm saying is that I think Sullivan gets his money wherever he goes.
Yeah.
And the Rangers sounds great. And yes, it is the highest of profile, but if that's not your cup of tea.
Yeah.
Right. And there's enough baggage with the Rangers that you might not want to go there.
Okay. So the job openings right now, Philly, Boston, Anaheim, Chicago.
He's from Massachusetts.
Rangers.
Boston.
Yeah. Boston. I don't like that roster.
Yeah, I know. But as a coach, you think you're going to be told by the GM and the owner that, no, we're making changes and we're going to get better and blah, blah, blah. I get it.
I'm trying to just rank them in sexiness. I absolutely see the hometown fit. And you're right. Every team's going to tell them why they're going to be good. I'm missing one of the vacancies. I think there's 7. He's not going back to Pittsburgh, obviously. He just got fired there.
Seattle.
Thank you. Seattle. Yeah.
Like Seattle could throw a whole whack of dough at him.
Chicago's going to be better, but it doesn't look like they're close to turning the corner yet. Chicago, I said. I hope I said, not Seattle.
But as a coach, maybe you're looking at it like Sullivan was just in Pittsburgh for how long? 12 years?
A decade, right?
Right? Like, if you're thinking you're doing another 10-year stint, you're going to consider where you're living. And right?
Yeah, Chicago's got Bedard and a top 2 pick this year, and Levshunov, who just dipped his toe in.
Anaheim's got a ton of young kids. The weather's nice. And
then it's about how's, like you say, the owner's an issue in New York. Pat Verbeek's a pretty different cat than some other teams out there.
Absolutely.
You got to be lockstep in your philosophy of how you want to play. And what do you mean you want us to do this? Like, we totally should be attacking it this way. We'll see. He's going to get his money wherever. I agree with that.
Yeah.
He's that good. That was Jeff Marek on the Crystal Waters guest hotline. It's your crystal clear choice for all residential plumbing, heating, and cooling services. It's your crystal clear choice for home comfort. Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating. Call them 403-219-4100 or just go to crystalclearcalgary.com. Okay. So we talked the coaching thing. 4 games tonight. You can get into that. Got some bets, but did you eat breakfast today?
No.
that part of the little grumpy today, or is
I
it
don't
just tired or
breakfast, but I do
fog?
feel a little hungry.
Jack, how you today?
I'm a little hungry too. I don't typically eat breakfast either.
So here's the thing with Richmond's. Today's wing day, guys.
Oh, yeah.
I just
I could make it work.
it's pretty obvious what the move is here.
Wing night?
Wings gone wild. Tuesdays at Richmond Pub. The pickle's solid. The hot's good. They had like some Korean rub
Yep,
one that I
like
really liked
that.
that one. That was good. Salt and pepper. Oh, Mitch. Wet, dry, all kinds of different options on your wings. Today's the day. Richmond's, I mean, geez, this is the best time of year for sports, in my opinion.
Rainy, go inside.
It's got playoff hockey, playoff basketball. Blue Jays are disappointing us 6
What?
times a week. It's there's a lot going on.
Can't be true.
Golf's getting good. It's all there at Richmond's Pub. Great food, daily specials, TVs everywhere. Richmond's is ready for your game day. Sound on, all that stuff. And, of course, you can find the Barn Burner Blonde from Origin Brewing in the tall cans as well. I love it. Richmond's Pub. Sports live here. 3919 Richmond Road. Right in the heart of Glamorgan. Don't you know? Yourself some cheese buns while there.
Yeah, just mix them in there.
How many would be a standard red order?
Today, what I would do is I'd have the buns as an appy, and then I'd go a couple pounds of wings, 2 or 3.
The buns are a specialty. So people that don't know, there's a bakery in the exact same strip mall kind of thing. And world famous cheese buns.
Okay.
Ryan Pike has talked about the romantic virtues of the cheese bun from the Glamorgan Bakery.
Wow,
Yeah, that old honey dripper Pike.
he's a wordsmith.
He really is. And so they take that and then what do they slice it open and
It's
put
like-
some meat in there or something?
Yeah, like shred or
Shoot it
shaved
up.
prime rib.
Oh, yeah.
Get out of here.
But if you
Give me
just
some
went in for
au
wings,
jus.
would 3 be like a large order, a standard? 2 would be like, what do you do? I know
2 is
Boom's always
easy.
2.
2 is very standard and easy. If I'm feeling hungry, 3 is
It's impressive. Jack, you can delete some wings
Yeah,
pretty well.
3's the standard. here.
Really? He kind of wants a piece of you on this wing thing, doesn't he? This isn't the
Get
first time now that I think about it. You think you could take red in wing eating?
no.
I think I could, Rhett.
No, I don't think you can. You haven't seen me do it.
You haven't seen me do it.
What a challenge.
I think we got to do it.
It's only one way we can solve this, fellas.
See you at
Sick of you,
Richmond's.
sick of you arguing. We'll see you at Richmond. Set it up. Get the big table, big championship trophy, plates in front of you. We'll have speed and a count. You won't keep up to red on speed. I know that.
No.
I've seen him. It's intimidating. There'll be dozens of wings ahead of you early on. I don't know that you'll be able to reel them in.
I will falter at some point, and then I might just end up walking out and leaving. So
We'll let you know if you won or lost. Yeah. See you at Richmond's. Let's do the Pinder Report. We do it for Village Honda. They want your car. You know that. They're up in the Northwest. I'm going today.
are you?
I'm getting the winters off, and the summer's on. And here's the beauty thing of their service department. You can just drop it and do your thing and go back later, or you can like set up a tiny little window. I'm like, okay, this got to be quick, so I can get to the back to the school, pick up the
Zuccolore or
kids in
whatever.
time.
Patrick Walker.
I might even have time for some of that photo-worthy pizza up there in the Northwest Auto Mall, just by Mad Rose's there. So I stopped there for 45 minutes, hop back in truck, back home. Love it. If you don't have a vehicle from Village Honda, we'll silly you, but you can change that. Got a bunch of new inventory on the ground. Also, they're still buying your car. You want to upgrade? Let's go. Offering cash, 24 hours. They'll get you your money.
I got a buddy looking for a CRV. So when you're up there,
I'll take a
just
peek
grab
for
one.
you.
Just grab one.
Appraisals are complimentary. Get started at villagehonda.com in the Northwest Auto Mall and online at villagehonda.com. It's your dealership for life. We start with, Maddie C. Flames news. Pike Palm. Coronado not going to the Worlds after all. Sounds like something very, very minor popped up on an end of season MRI. They're calling it precautionary something or other.
I don't want to go. Can we come up with an excuse?
Let's make something up. My motivator cuff is not working for this tournament.
really don't feel like going to.
Now, that said, I would like you to reconsider just based on a little bit of information here. I'm just going to type this in. 2025 World Championships. Because if it's in Kazakhstan, I understand, right? I get
Yeah,
it.
where we're headed.
The World Championships, IHF, they're telling me about a different sport. We're in Sweden for 3 weeks. You've always been a fan of the Swedes.
I love the Swedes.
Why do you love the Swedes, right?
Because they're tall and blonde.
So, Matt, if you're into brunettes, let's come up with an injury here. It is a long tournament. It's also in Denmark, which is just literally take a train from 2
Love
minutes
Denmark.
across. The
Danes.
It's in Copenhagen a couple falls ago. Quite enjoyed it. They're very happy there. Happiest people in the world, Jack.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, Danes.
We should
Very
send
happy.
Dean.
He's definitely not Danish.
Well, yeah, he can influence.
He likes
that.
Danishes, and they're happy. Although things are expensive, he'd pitch in
he was.
So maybe it's not a fit. Other Flames news: the draft lottery is on May 5th. That's like a week away. What do we know about it? Oh, here you go, Pike Bomb. The Flames have a 0.5% chance of winning the draft lottery. Flames don't get draft lottery luck, but if they were to get a lot of it this year, they would jump from 16th to 6th and keep their pick. The Panthers' first rounder would then go to Montreal. Panthers' pick will be in the low to mid 20s unless they get to the final four, and then it'll be 29, 30, 31, or 32. So it's a 99.5% chance they don't win, and they send number 16 to Montreal for the Sean Monahan deal.
Yeah, whatever.
What's that line from Dumb and Dumber?
You're saying there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
I don't want to waste my odds on this. I want the
I was going to
flashy-
ask this. Okay, so let's frame it up. If you could have the chance of winning the draft lottery, like having some draft luck in the next 3 years, would you use it now to keep that first? Because the next two drafts are the McKenna and
No,
the
I wouldn't
Drouin
use it.
drafts.
I would not use it now.
We don't want any luck, Gary.
I'm not disparaging this crop of player, but apparently it's not mind altering.
It isn't. You're going to get a good player at 6, but boy, if you had some luck in the next few years, you could get a franchise player, which is very nice. Very nice. Okay, other Flames news. Adam Klapka is going to suit up for Slovakia. I don't know that there was a guy whose stock rose more in the second half of the year. It felt like, okay, time's probably up for Klapka here mid-season. And then he came up and I thought was a better version of Marty Pospisil.
Yep.
And kind of looked all right as a top 9 option. 9 points in 15 games down the stretch, I want to say.
He looked way better than I ever imagined he could.
Moves well for a man the size of an NBA power
noticeable.
forward. And the physicality, yeah. You didn't watch a game wondering where he was. You could see him every shift, which is kind of what you want for a guy that's
just
that
one
size.
second, Jack. Can we
zoom
in on those skates?
What are those skates?
Is the eyelet, the first eyelet or the top eyelet open?
Most of the
That's
they're
the new.
advised not
That's
to
the
do it
one.
anymore.
Look at
Keep
it.
that
Just
ankle
somebody
flex.
told me
Yeah.
about it the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
The power skaters have been on this with my kids for years. It's like, no, don't tie that top eyelet. We need ankle
Well, somebody
flexion.
sent me a scientific breakdown of it.
Yeah, you get more bend there.
I can't tell.
There's no way there isn't at least one eyelet above that. Come on now. Look at how much boot there is there.
All right. Well,
I'm with you. He's at least one down, maybe
look
two.
at that.
My kid wears them like slippers. It's insane.
That's how you do it, Jack. Right there.
If there was Velcro skates, he'd be in them, like slip-ons. It's wild what they're teaching him now. Ankle strength. Out of the Flames news into the league news, I believe Aaron Ekblad leads us off. We already told you this, but we'll quickly zip through some league notes. It'll be a hearing for his forearm shiver. Nice description, Chris, on Brandon Hagel. He just came back from a 20-game suspension for performance-enhancing substances. I said 40. I'm a liar. I'm sorry. I meant 20. I said 40.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Nothing. It's just that, he'd only just gotten back and he might not be available again.
Anyway.
Not the only thing. We got a $5,000 fine to Nico Mikkola for his hit. Also, we got our Norris finalist today. Let's jump into that. Speaking of defensemen. Makar, Hughes, Werenski. Werenski had an incredible year. A huge engine for they won't be any good. There's no chance they can make oh my God, are they actually going to get in? Columbus Blue Jackets. Makar, another dominant year, 30 goals. Quinn Hughes was awesome. He just missed a bunch of time with injury. That's probably the only knock on him. He had 60 assists and 76 points, played 25-44 a night. Makar, 13-game point streak, second longest to launch a season behind Bobby Orr, doing it 15 in a row. and the first defenseman to reach the 30-goal mark since Mike Green in 08-09. Pretty good. 30 goals, 92 points for the Calgary native. The fifth defenseman all-time to post back-to-back 90-point seasons. It's a good list. Coffey, McInnes, last two to do it.
82 points for Werenski.
Hey, Werenski had a monster year. Yeah. And only 3 other players have been voted the Norris Trophy finalists at least 5 times in the first 6 years. That's what it is for Makar. Park or Potvin. And just 2 of them have multiple wins in that span. Or won it 5 times, Potvin 3. Makar's good. Zach Werenski rewrote the Jackets' record book this year. First defenseman to lead them in scoring. Broke his own franchise records for defensemen in goals, assists, and points. 23 goals, 59 assists, 82 points. A 23-point improvement for the Jackets. His 59 assists matched the franchise record set by Panarin. That's impressive. Jeez. I think it's Makar by a mile, but this is 3 really good seasons.
That's just yeah. I think it's Makar as well.
If you had a full healthy
like
season from Hughes,
disparaging the other 2, and it's like,
no,
I'm not meaning to do that.
It's kind of like the Calder, man. Like, geez, Dustin Wolf could win the Calder a lot of years, but Lane Hudson just set rookie record for points in a season. It's like, hey, Mishkov, nice year. You're not even going to be a finalist.
Sorry.
Hey, Celebrini, you're 18 and you're like heavy workload in the D zone, scoring like a top line set. You might finish 3rd.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's quite a class. We'll see what award they announce tomorrow, but all hail Kale.
It'll be so good tomorrow too to have another award.
Calgarian hasn't scored yet in the playoffs. Let's go, Kale. Need 7 games in that series. Let's roll. Bad news for the Carolina Hurricanes a few nights ago. They won game 4, but lost oft-injured Frederik Andersen.
I was going to bring this up.
He's Danish.
Our goalie's soft as puppy
some of them
poo.
are, and some are tough as nails. I would put Ullmark and Andersen on the
this guy's hurt every playoff.
This did not look like a major.
Pretty minor, especially when you looked at what happened to Logan Thompson and Sam Montembeault. Those were like, oh, that guy's hurt. Thompson didn't miss a game.
Anyway.
Puppy poo. The Dane, very happy.
Way to go.
Pyotr Kochetkov will tend the net tonight against Jersey.
I'd be annoyed as a player, though. Like, are you really hurt? Because it seems like you're hurt all the time.
It's
and
just
it
a hurt
seem
thing,
like
man.
a lot that hit you. And so maybe I'm
Yeah.
going to question your intestinal fortitude.
Sure. Toughness. The on the flip side of the coin, Winnipeg Jets will be getting an injured player back. Off injured Gabe Vilardi, uninjured, wearing a regular Navy jersey at practice.
Love Navy.
Navy's good color. It's dark. It looks black. It's bright. You can see it's blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brings out your eyes, Red.
I
Right?
can't see shit.
Vilardi will likely be up top with Connor and Scheifele. They could use a little boost. Tough 2 games in St. Louis. Home team 4-0 in that series. The other Homer series, also Kings and Oilers. Okay, last night we showed you the results real quick. We'll show you we got a game 6 coming up in Colorado. That series, it's just like you never know. The momentum doesn't make sense. You think one thing, next game, erase it all, start fresh. And the Panthers, as Jeff Marek put it, bullying the Tampa Bay Lightning. They'll be without Aaron Ekblad, I suggest, for game 5. It'll be in Tampa. Need that one if you're the Bolts.
Really?
Or your season's over.
Oh.
Staving. Everyone in the East, staving. Avs staving in the West. Bracket, look-see, there it is. Everything 2-2 on the West. 3-1 all over on the East. And, of course, Dallas won last night. They went from 2-2 to 3-2 for the Stars. How many game 7s are we getting here?
3.
1 there, 2 there, 3. I'm going to say 4. That'd be so good.
The whole West side? Or you
I'm
think
picking
somebody's gonna-
Tampa to make it interesting.
No chance.
But, yeah, they do need to win 2. That's not going to – might be crazy. Take some game 7s, please. All of them. Tonight's slate, here's how it rolls out for you. 5 o'clock, Sens Leafs. Can the Leafs wrap it tonight? They sure can. We'll see if they do. Devils, go away. We're just sick of you. Go away.
So boring.
And the Canes will await the winner of that Washington-Montreal series. That I don't know how much longer that's going to go. They're heading, back to Washington. That's a 5:30 start in Raleigh. 7:30. It's Wild and Golden Knights. Sneaky, really good series. If you
That's
haven't checked
good
in on this
hockey.
one, been phenomenal. And the nightcap, Oilers Kings. We don't have a rooting interest. We just want the best run team to win.
Love watching. Just love it.
Whichever organization deserves it the most. And it's not got the most lottery luck. Okay, we'll move. That's your slate tonight. WHL. Oh, yeah, there it is. Good odds. So as you can see here, Leafs heavy favorites. Carolina, huge favorites. Vegas, significant favorites. And the Kings favorite at home in Game 5.
Wouldn't mind Ullmark stealing a game. Just to give the Leafs a little bit of
Little bit
pucker.
of panic.
Yeah.
Just a
The
little
Devils,
bit.
Canes can end. Don't care.
Yeah, go away.
Boring. Mini Vegas.
Minnesota's been the better team here, guys. Plus 190.
Plus 190.
We might see that later on
It's not
today.
bad.
I'm surprised the Kings are heavily favored in the
What-
sense that, like, the Oilers just won 2 in a row and have proven that if you're up by 2 with 20 minutes to play, you should be sweating. Kings minus 135.
Kings, don't take your foot off the gas until there's like
Ever.
5 or 4 minutes left. Like,
How about just till the
not
final buzzer? Can we play 60, fellas? Can we play 60?
they can't score if you own the puck in their end.
Your forecheck is what's made you great. Don't quit doing that. Hey, you know that thing that's gotten us all these goals and the leads? Let's stop doing that with 10 minutes left. Why?
I'm also with Hiller that one quick little chip out, and we're not worried about how we shut things down.
Yeah, that's an if. And they had
And
a
the other
few-
thing, yeah,
other
it's
ifs.
an if, and it's
That
also
stupid
what
challenge
about-
is an if too.
What about the other games where you put up all those goals?
Like, it's 3 games now. You've blown leads in the third.
You know what,
Mm,
Blakey, fire his ass.
or just close it out and get him a new contract.
That
just
too.
win this, whatever.
That
It's
too,
too
I
serious.
don't- poorly.
More bets coming up later. Let's go to the WHL. We are into the finals of the conference. Settle down, Lethbridge. We warned you.
Yeah,
You've been getting Gavin McKenna. We didn't talk about this yesterday, but McKenna's still very
oh, is he
good at the
getting points still? Because he had a bit of
well,
a streak there.
Yeah, he had 5 points in game 2.
Oh.
If you like 5-point games.
5s are good.
128 points over his 51 game point streak. I think everyone should tank next year. Even the Oilers should try. Honestly, when you got the kind of luck they have in the lottery, 1 year pause, get McKenna in there, load up for the next deck. What a stud.
Medicine Hat doesn't have that Caden Lidstrom playing.
No, he's been out all year.
Like, can you
Yes.
add him to the mix?
Yeah, and
Good
Basha
luck.
too. Basha's been gone.
I think Bash is back.
Is he back now? That's great news.
That's what my kid told me, and he's done.
I know he was closing in on a return. I can verify.
Regardless, like the number, what was he? Number 3 or 4 overall?
Caden Lindstrom went 4th overall to Columbus. Insane.
Yep, not playing, but we're still real good.
That good. That good. Jack, who do you like in this series? Settle down, Lethbridge.
Settle down.
Go
Settle.
Lethbridge.
Hey, they got to win tonight.
You know who doesn't like the tush push and is out there trying to stop it?
Jack.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Look with they already have Vita Vea, who's 347 pounds. Look at this
Move
guy
over,
they
little
just brought
fella.
in. Desmond Watson,
Oh, Des.
464 pounds. Baby got back. You want the tush push? I'll be here. I will eat Jalen Hurts.
I gotta watch this guy's highlight tape. Like,
I mean, he's just going to be deleting cats. Like, just, whew,
811 pounds.
like, just lean forward. Okay, guys, good luck to you.
Yeah.
Remember we saw that clip in the Pinder Report where the guys were at the chainsaw on the tree? The
Trying to
two
haul
guys.
on it. Yeah.
Don't worry, we got 2 guys on this cable.
Yeah,
We'll pull this
we're leveraged.
1,000-pound tree. That's the tree right there.
there is a massive tree.
That's a big cat. Okay. Finally, it is game day for Cavalry FC. Might be a little wet, but you know what? Just how we
Don't
like
be
it.
a wimp.
Just how we like it.
This is very English Premier weather.
This is Premiership weather for sure. And you see that in the background of the photo there?
Yeah.
That's the bleachers. Roof over top.
Covered.
Scottish United, a club from Edmonton.
Tommy,
Tommy, you listening?
don't F around with this one.
Don't go easy on these cats, Tom.
Let's
Send a message.
Don't be afraid to boot stomp them a little.
7:00 at Cofield. It is the Canadian Championship.
Yeah, I should go to that.
Absolutely should. Yeah,
Oh,
I absolutely should.
Indus.
I was going to say you're in this to win this year, lacrosse, aren't you? Yeah. And finally, we just went through the NFL draft, Jack. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up to speed with this. We're looking for a new pope.
Oh, yeah.
So the Pope draft, we got this footage as well.
Are you guys watching the NFL draft?
No, we're watching the Pope draft.
So many good prospects in the College of Cardinals.
Yeah, like Peter Turkson.
And Luis Antonio Tagle.
And Shador Sanders.
I got my money on Peter Ado.
What? No way.
No.
He's a scrub.
Youngest Cardinal ever.
God couldn't bless a blind kid if he was stuck inside of an orphanage.
Check out my rookie year Pope Benedict Cardinal.
You're not on Fanatics?
No, Mitchell and Ness.
You guys think they'll take Shador?
I already bombed his confessional interviews.
Do you honestly believe that Turkson is more popeable than Paroline?
Advocate of the poor, okay? Speaks 5 languages.
All right,
He's
yeah.
fluent in Latin.
Dude, it's the Vatican. Everyone speaks Latin. He's a playmaker, okay? He negotiates treaties.
He wouldn't even get drafted as a Lutheran priest.
You son of a bitch!
With the first to pick in the Popa draft, the Vatican selects Shador Sanders.
Early in this one.
It is silly, the things we do with sports, that if you just apply them to anywhere else in society, you're like, those people are insane.
With the intensity that,
Yeah, like I think it was, the last name was Barry. He was a writer for, I think, the Detroit Free Press. I'm forgetting his first name. He used to write comedy novels. Dave Barry, I want to say. And he said, like, if you saw a guy out there running around with, like, a CN rail hat and like citing stats of like engines, but like how much tonnage we're moving to the port today, you'd be like, this guy's a loon, like lock him up. But as soon as that's like rushing yards and your home football,
you got to know
totally normal.
This is info we need.
You got to wear the jerseys. Like, let's go.
This is going to influence my day and my life here. Let's go.
As soon as it's train engines, I'm a loser now. It doesn't make sense.
Shador.
Friggin' sports.
He's such a meme now, Sanders.
He showed up today at the facility in Cleveland. Yeah, which is way early. They're supposed to report for a while. Hey, look, I think if we're into stories, and we kind of are in this business, the best thing to happen is for him to have some success here, not just go away.
Is he a POS of a person? Like, I don't know. I
just think, like, I looked at his old man and how he's conducted his business. It'd be hard for that child to be humble.
I don't care.
And he might have got a healthy dose of humble pie here the last week. Jack?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm excited to see him and Kenny Pickett together.
Oh, yeah.
They just brought in
your boys.
Deontay Johnson yesterday. Saw as well.
That's your whole crew.
Yeah.
It's a very likable room, eh?
Yeah,
jeez. Village Honda present the Pinder Report. Car and Driver magazine, by the way, is once again ranked the Honda Accord #1 in the midsize sedan segment, and Honda debuted more new features and improvements for the 2025 edition. Check it out up in the Northwest Auto Mall at villagehonda.com. It's your dealership for life. Again, all makes, all models, huge selection of used vehicles, or the new in-stock inventory as well. Thank you to them. Okay, what's the day hold for you, sir? What have you got coming at you?
I don't know. Depends on this rain, thunderstorms. What the hell are we talking about?
Jack, can you go to the Cavalry game?
No, I can't.
You're busy tonight? What do you got, a hot date?
No. I got to watch this hockey.
Okay, we got. Let's throw
Is there a game this weekend? Have you seen the weather?
I believe this weekend there is a game.
Friday 24.
Saturday 26. I saw. Are you kidding me?
Oh, you'll get a burn. You got to be careful.
Get that zinc on.
Yeah.
Let's see what the weekend holds for them. They host York. Oh, are they on the road?
Yeah.
I think they're on the road. Yeah, York. It's all right. It's just getting warm. Gonna be nice this weekend. You know what you do need to do before the weekend? In fact, I think tomorrow's your last day. It's the service big share. We told you end of the month, Jack. You got to get it done.
You've been stalling.
You've been procrastinating. I'm trying to teach my kids this. Don't just put it off. Dad, I'll do it later. Son, your baseball backpack has been on the floor for 3 days. Later, no.
It's already passed.
Get it done. And here's the thing. You can't win $1 million if you wait a couple days, Jack. You got to get it done now. You got 2 days to do it. It is the Service Big Share Contest. You can win $1 million just by saving money. Anyone can enter, become a member, and start saving with Service. Every $500 you put in there, 5 entries to the Service Big Share contest. It ends April 30th. Today's the 29th. Let's go.
Yeah, a
Skill
lot of
test
action
required.
going on the last few days. You got the election, you got the
Mhm.
Service Credit Union, you got taxes. My God.
Service.ca/win. That's where you need to go for more information, Jack. Okay.
Okay. And if I win, you won't see me again.
Yeah, I
Just
will.
disappear.
You know what?
I agree with that philosophy. Jack.
Incorrect.
Good for you.
You will not see us again. We're going to come visit you in Whitefish.
Deal.
Because he'll be posted up.
If you win that and you disappear, I'll track you down for my pizza.
Deal.
He will
can
pay
make
his
that work.
pizza bet if he
You're
wins the
damn
$1 million.
right he
That's I do believe that to be true. We'll find him posted up at what's it? The Bulldog.
The
They still take
Bulldog.
Canadian dollars at par.
No.
They're not idiots.
Well, they were for a while. I think we had the Save the Flames and Oilers campaigns going at like a 60-cent dollar when they were doing that before.
Man, is that good when you're making American?
Is the Service, is it $1 million American?
It's $1 million Canadian, which is still, we're in Canada.
We're
So
okay,
this
Jack.
is good.
It's okay.
And the thing with Service, they provide a lot of services. I'm sure you could get that converted to other funds.
Yeah.
Like you want euros, you want American dollars, you want Swiss francs, whatever you want, buddy. Anyone can enter again. And if you want more bonus entries, just, sign up with a registered account like a TFSA or RRSP. They've got GICs. They've got high yield savings accounts. Let's go. And again, for more information, service.ca/win. Bets. We like
still
one
rolling
thing.
because you've been very braggy about your abilities.
Well, we hit the Wyatt Johnston anytime goal yesterday, which was what, plus 230, plus 250. That's good. Had a rough Sunday, but generally speaking, the playoffs have been very good. Did not win my Canadian political election vote. You can only guess. Yeah, I really thought the BQ could get that majority. Didn't happen. We're going to key in on the Wild tonight. We've liked them. We've liked the Wild in this series. They had a lead in game 4 with a chance to go up 3-1. Couldn't close it out. They're absolutely running the crap out of the Vegas D. Minnesota's a tenacious group. I don't think people realize how much moxie they got. They got the Hartmans, the Folignos, Erickson X, the Gaudreaus, the big, heavy attack forwards. I kind of feel like tonight's a coin toss, and if you're going to give me plus 190, I'm all over the Wild. Gustafson's been awesome as well. He's outplayed Aiden Hill. And if we're going to like the Wild, we know who's stirring the drink offensively. Matt Boldy, Kirill the Thrill.
Every time you say Boldy or I see him play, I'm like, that's the player.
That's the guy you need to draft.
The guy
So he's like 6'3", and he's a center?
And he drafted him in mid-teens.
Outside of 10?
Yes, that guy.
I do want to thank the Oilers for not drafting Matt Boldy as well. He was on the board when they elected to go with Broberg, slowly develop him, and then move him just as he was getting good. That's how you don't dynasty, folks. Those are our 2 picks. Bet365, a reminder. A lot of fun going on. You want in on the action for Stanley Cup playoffs? At Bet365, they got you. Game props, player props, totals, the money line. You can even bet on futures like series winners, conference champions. And obviously, you can bet on who wins the Stanley Cup. Much, much more as well. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app, get in the game. An official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs, must be 19 or older. I should have bet the 2 goals for Wyatt Johnston.
Should have.
Oh, man.
Should have.
It's easy once you see the results, Jack, to know what you should have bet.
It's very.
I should have bet Shadur sliding to the, what round did he go in?
You could have got a lot of money.
Yeah, the 4th. I should have bet that.
Yeah.
They don't let you do that, but if you have a time machine, there might be ways around it. Isn't that what got them in trouble in Back to the Future? They were bringing back the sports almanacs and betting on the Cardinals to win World Series and stuff. Shady. You big Back to the Future guy, Jack?
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh, Jack.
It's pretty good. Michael J. Fox, a young Michael J. Fox, the hoverboard.
Jack.
You get to look at life in the 80s and in the 60s, I believe.
Doesn't he make out with his mom, though, or something?
Yeah, there is a weird moment there. Let's keep moving, shall we? Hearing loss clinic, Reds. You went in. Show us your ear molds. Show us.
Oh,
well,
yeah, can't. They're too tight.
Too tight. What do you mean?
I'm sitting on the court.
I don't sit on the court then. Now you tell us the process here, because the hearing loss clinic, of course,
I
locally
went
owned,
in.
operated.
I got tested in that bulletproof, soundproof room. I was dynamite. And then they put some sputz in my ear and molded it,
Yep.
as Dean said. And yeah, now it's nice and tight.
Sure. Yeah, there. Look at that. Beautiful. It even says barn burner on there. I don't know if you can see that on the screen. Good stuff.
I don't have earrings, but they're kind of like.
You ever had your ears pierced? No. Okay. Yeah. Locally owned and operated, here to help. It's not just about hearing loss or impairment, empowering everyone to be socially active, more connected with loved ones. Live your best life. Be more confident. Let's go. Travis and Sabrina, recognized as the Business in Calgary Leader Award winners, and the Rhodes and the Hearing Loss Clinic giving back to the community. We see all the prizing they do on socials too. Also the in-ear monitors that we're showing you.
They make us look good.
Custom ear protection, in-ear stage monitors. And yeah, if you have a bit of a hearing loss issue, go ahead and get that treated, would you? If you don't, it's actually studies are showing there's an increased chance of things like dementia, depression. Get it treated. It's real easy.
Deal with it.
5 locations in Calgary. No excuses there. You're going to be close to one of them, and including the new Chinook one, which that was one you went to.
Yes.
Fancy. Very nice. The newest, the latest, the greatest.
That's just quality.
Just quality. Not bougie, just quality. 5 in BC as well. Cranbrook, Creston, Fernie, Golden, Invermere. Helping you hear better is simply their way of helping you live better. Book an assessment today at hearingloss.ca. Wing Day, Indus lacrosse tonight.
Cavalry game.
Cavs against Scottish FC. I'm going to play some Catan with my kids. They're big into Catan right now.
Really?
You ever settle? Settlers of Catan?
I crush people in Catan.
Yeah. I feel like I'm like 17-4 against the boys.
Yeah,
so they don't understand settling. It's the art of the deal, you know?
They're dumb.
Don't give me wood. There's tons of wood on the board. What I need ore. I'm working for ore. I'll give you 3 woods for an ore. 4 woods. I'll just go to the bank then. You're not. I could go to the bank and do 4-1, 3-1. Last final offer. Got my ore. Love it. Jack, what do you got today? Hot date?
Can't believe you're going on a hot date.
Can't believe you're going to watch hockey on your hot date.
I don't have any hot dates.
Stupid.
It's not looking good.
Go on one of those apps. Somebody will.
You told me not to go on the apps.
I think you probably want to not go on the apps, but if you hit a dry spell, probably really good to hit the apps.
The apps are apparently they're real good.
I'm told the apps get results. Too old for
You
these
know.
apps. Never had the apps.
All right, I'll get on the apps.
We'll have an
See if
update.
I
Don't get on the apps.
Some more.
You're going to be so distracted.
No, tonight's just watching the games.
Noodles tomorrow. We could be talking about the end of the Senators
God, I hope
season, and we'll have favorites in these 2 series in the West. Whoever wins tonight between Vegas, Minnesota, and Edmonton, LA, well, they're only a win away from moving on to round 2. That for those 4 teams, 2 will be in the Pacific Division final, and we could have our first team wrap things up tonight. Toronto and Carolina have that chance. Enjoy the games. Thanks for being with us. We will see you tomorrow. The Boomcat should be back.
We got 1 super chat.
And 1 super chat.
1 super chat.
I always forget.
Pew, 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 pew. Shoo.
Super chats benefiting the youth centers of Calgary. The money you put to get super chat on the show, right to the kids. And you know what? Totes for charity.
Look at that.
It is for the
You
kids.
kidding me?
Totes for charity.
Good on you, totes.
What's this picture? Is that just a
What is that?
pallet
Looks
holding
like
like a water container? It's a tote, I guess.
Tote.
It's a toad.
Totes.
Preach.
See you,
Thanks.
buddies.